Hey, hey, it's morning musings with four keys, or maybe morning meanderings with four keys. I don't know what I'll call it, but it's with me, four keys. This song is really silly. It's me, four keys. I'm super silly. And I guess this is my podcast theme song. I don't know. Hey. So we're sitting down for this one. And I'm cleaning my glasses. Distance and details. I gotta read some because this one is it's important for me to stay on track. So I wrote it down like almost verbatim. So follow along with me. I hate the premise of I have to stop saying that. I am not really of a mind to tribute, yeah, tribute or ode. It's not everything is all good and not everything is all bad. But everything is an opportunity. And there are consequences to how we respond to each opportunity. So, Providence. Oh, that wild, weird little place. The biggest city, the capital city of the smallest state of the states. It's a weirdly wonderful place. And it took me way too long to figure out just how wonderful it was for me. For those who knew me there while I was there, yeah, I hated it in the moment. But after like 10 years away and some serious and like deep reflection of my life at the time and like now, how things have unraveled, unfurled, I owe a great deal of thanks to that city itself. As I have progressed in my spiritual practices and my reverence for like all things, I recognize that the places that we live, that we experience, are very important. The locations of moments of revelation. And I was writing something else actually, something on my Substack, and course corrections. Go ahead. And I started thinking about the things that I discovered about myself in Providence. And I started to realize, even so many years far removed, I still have a great disdain for, had a great disdain for that place. Because I didn't reckon, all I could see was the awfulness of that experience. I was very depressed while I was there, but it wasn't Providence's fault. So let's talk about it. Providence, the capital and largest city of Rhode Island, was established by Roger Williams in the 1600s for those who opposed colonial imperialism. It also means foresight or divine guardianship. It's also the place I came of age. My freshman year of college was 2003, but I didn't really start growing up until 2005. A lot of things happened for me that year. Number one, the craziest, not crazy, I had a pregnancy scare, a legitimate scare, like I missed my period, but it was like a regular thing for me to miss my period. It's just this time I had a boyfriend. So there was some concern. I decided to move out and I changed my major. And I did all of it without consulting anyone. Well, the pregnancy scare, we talked about it. We had an adult conversation. Me and the boyfriend, husband now. But yeah, so there was that. For the first time in my life, I was making choices for me. And it wasn't the easy route. I could have chosen restaurant management or advanced culinary arts, whatever that means. And no shade to anybody who I know with an advanced culinary arts degree, because I know most of you are using it the way that you should be. I had no business being there with you all. I chose nutrition, though, a science that would broaden my career prospects beyond somebody's kitchen, and an unintentional step towards light work. Part of my choice was the opportunity to learn how to take care of people with food. My Nana died of diabetic complication, and my mother has her own issues with disordered eating. A degree in nutrition will validate the things I'd already been saying about how we feed ourselves in my household and as a community. So it wasn't exactly about me, but it was definitely a deviation from the easy way out and into the unexplainable. I could no longer explain what I would do with my degree. I had no plan beyond it. Now, to be fair, I had a very well-rehearsed narrative that might have seemed like a plan, but even that wasn't for me, but despite everyone else. I was going to work on a cruise ship. I was going to be a cruise ship chef and have hoes in every port because I figured, that seemed like a fun thing to do. And to be honest, some version of me probably is out there doing that, but not this life. Anyway, and so, and this is why we write things down. And with a new degree came a new peer group. I'd already outgrown the first ones. Some of them were mothers now, and no harm, no foul, no shade. But that just was a life I wasn't interested in. So I couldn't relate. And I didn't really want to be totally honest. The ones I picked up in high school, I knew weren't forever. And when I first got to college, I thought I hit the jackpot. But here's the thing. The problem was never the peers, but who I presented myself to be. In Providence, I decided I would be me. I wasn't quite sure who that was, but my unmasking began in 2006. I stopped pretending I didn't smoke cigarettes. It wasn't as if people didn't know. I just was like trying to hide it all the time. And in 2006, at 21, I was like, I'm fucking grown. I'm going to smoke my cigarettes. I'm going to drink. I'm going to do and live the way that I should as a 21-year-old college student. At least while I was in Providence. The biggest city in the smallest state was the perfect place to begin my unlearning. If I wanted action, it was easy to find, but so too was peace, stillness, the opportunity to breathe and think. Two things I could never do at home. In Providence, I learned I could be a capable adult. Unfortunately, I didn't trust it. So when faced with the uncertainty of motherhood, I began to revert, resuming old patterns, taking on contracts I didn't own. So I lost my Providence. I had to go home. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? So thank you, Providence, for showing me what home is supposed to feel like. Because once I returned, I realized that I could have that same feeling here if I just lived the way, sort of, because I was wild still, obviously. But if I lived as freely as I did up there. And it took a while, but I started to realize that the things that were holding me back from recognizing and realizing who I am all the time was the proximity of home. and the fear that lives there. So in order for me to bring Providence me back home, kind of had to like boss up and be her again. It wasn't that she didn't fit here. Just needed some adjustments. So here I am, adjusted and ready to receive. Well, that's all I got for now. If you liked it, great. If not, that's cool too. Until next time, be well.